What's going on, everybody? Probably thought I wasn't going to be there this time, huh? Uh, Welcome to the Everything Paranormal Show. I'm your host, Josh Morris, and welcome to the end of 2021. That's right. So, if you're tuning into this live or later, stick around. We got some cool stuff to cover. Um, who knows what's going to happen tonight? So we got a lot of things to go over. What's going on, Stacy? Welcome. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you made it. Hopefully, we'll get a few other people in the chat here real soon. I'm just going to delay a few seconds here. And then today we're going to be covering, we're going to be kind of looking over 2021 as the show, kind of like what we did similar a year ago at the end of 2020. We're going to kind of look back at some of the guests that we had, some of the highlights of the year, some of the things that I liked about it, some of the things that maybe you guys liked as we go in the chat. If you guys have any comments, it'll be pretty fun. So I really look forward to it. I'm looking over here at a lot of the videos from, starting January in 2021. So I'm excited. There's a lot of people that we did have on the show, and we did a lot for dealing with the pandemic. With having the pandemic and dealing with the political stuff of things, it's been rough. It kind of put a damper in things, especially in 2020. But then also this 2021 year, it also continued to be kind of rough. But we got some cool things that we're going to talk about with 2022. And so anyways, stick around. And like I said, welcome to the end of 2021. So if you all saw the thumbnail, maybe you saw where it's kind of got me standing there like, I've got the flames and the smoke and stuff. It's pretty cool. And I didn't mean this, but let me hold on one second here. I want to go to... So right here, if you look, I swear to God, I did not intend this. But if you look right here, the very first down in the corner here, it says live right here, Josh Morris. If you look at the thumbnail, let me see if I can move that up above the subscribe. So if you look at the thumbnail, you see this same photo and there's smoke. And of course, if you look tonight, I don't know. Well, I guess they probably don't show it right now. But you'll see a modification version of this where there's flames and smoke, meaning 2021 is just better to be left burnt down. We got to the end of the year. But anyways, we're gonna cover more into that here in a second. So I just wanted to show you guys. Here's the funny thing is I actually did not plan that. I went and made the thumbnail. I thought, oh, this would be cool. I got an older picture of myself that I threw in there, and I thought it'd be kind of cool to have the flames and the smoke and everything. And then when I got done and I was going through setting up the videos for the show, I was like, oh man, like my very first show of the year was that same pose with just smoke. So that's pretty cool, like I guess fate just worked out that way. So, all right. So let's go ahead and get started. I got a lot to cover. So I'm going to kind of bring up the other screen every once in a while so you guys can kind of see some of what I'm talking about. So, there's a lot of things as we cover 2021. I just want to say thank you again to all you guys out there that watch the show. I know we don't always have a live audience, but, we do have some of our shows get in the 50s in the views, some of them get in the hundreds, depending on different people and topics. And it just all depends. We can have shows as low as 16 views here. And then we have shows, like I said, 145 or whatever. So regardless, I appreciate all the views that you guys give me. I believe we started the year with maybe around 500 subs. And since then, we've grown to we're now approaching 1,100 subs. So I love the growth. I love that you guys continue to come and watch the show and watch me do goofy things from time to time, or have good guests on, or great guests. So anyways, let's get started. I want to kind of run through some things as we go. So the very first show, of course, I did a couple shows. I did end up doing like an hour and 25 minutes. Now these live shows, and again, this I'm talking about this very first one that you see on your lower right corner. These live shows, believe it or not, even when we don't have guests, there's a lot of these shows that you really need to make sure you check out, because, and especially when you see like an hour and 25 minutes on some of these watch times, because you'll be surprised. You'll be surprised at how much fun we end up having just from live discussion and chats and getting into some pretty cool topics. I mean, you'll be surprised at the topics. Hey, Terry Lynn. It's good that Terry Lynn joins us for the end of this year. Now, she was going to come on the show and kind of co-host with me tonight for this end of the year special, but it's the end of the year and we have a ton of things going on. Terry Lynn's running around like crazy trying to get the house in order, because, we've always been like, hey, we don't want to go into the new year with our house, out of order. So we've been kind of going around and, trying to catch up things. And so she just couldn't make it in time to be on camera, but she's here in chat. So I love it. But yes. So as we start through the beginning of the year, again, we have some live shows, and then we get to our first guest of the 2021 year, really. Now, when I say first guest, I mean really first advertised guest. A lot of times, again, in the chat shows, we have some of our regulars, which we'll get to along the way here. But Urban Ghost Hunters, Urban Ghost Hunters, I probably need to reach back out to those guys, because they really they're a good group of guys, and I feel bad because if you guys go back and watch the show, it became like a running joke where the leader, Eric Murphy, I think it was Eric Murphy. If I get your names wrong, it's been a while. And there was like Chris and Ian, I believe. And anyway, so Eric is kind of like the leader, right? He's kind of the spokesperson of the group. But for whatever reason, he was out where he was having bad internet. So he really couldn't do much talking. Every time he would start talking, it's like his internet would go out and everybody would be like, oh my God. And so then, you had poor Chris and Ian trying to like cover for him and talk. And, they did a good job though. They really did. If you watch, but I always feel bad. We do need to get the Urban Ghost Hunters back on here again. Good group of guys, and I would love to have them back on just to give them another good chance, and hopefully, maybe Eric will have a different kind of internet situation than last time. I'm sure. And then we get into, as you can see, we kind of start getting into some remote viewing. And this is really when you start seeing like Stacy Talich coming back on the show. Of course, he's always been there in chat, right? So Tatalanga, as people see him in chat, Stacy has come on the show numerous times and has co-hosted, has been part of Paranormal Council, and he's, of course, helped us out personally, helped out my wife with her, some of her issues when it comes to dealing with being sensitive and stuff like that. So I always tell people, look, there's a support group in the paranormal world, and we all support each other. So it's like, if Stacy sometimes may have questions about certain things with investigations, and I'm always happy to answer those and help him out. And then like Terry Lynn and I, we might have questions for him, because again, nobody knows it all. And we're all really just trying to go off of experience and our time out there in the field and things like that. But when we start getting into certain things about how to deal with certain issues, and like I said, with Terry Lynn being sensitive, we started getting some visitors that were sometimes hanging around a little too much or sapping her energy at night. So again, Stacy was always good for a lot of knowledge like that. So we're all part of a support system, and he's definitely one of ours that we all, tap into his knowledge also. So, but there's, what can I say about Stacy that you guys probably don't already know watching the show? But again, Stacy's been very valuable to us as a friend, but as to the show as well. So again, thank you, Stacy, for everything that you do for us. That's why I didn't have you on the show, because it would have been awkward to do all this, while you're staring at me. So, but no, I mean, we're just covering everything. So then we get into, and by the way, the remote viewing, again, got to check out his stuff. He teaches on Udemy or Udemy or whatever, however you want to pronounce it. All right. And then you got the chat room runs the show. So this was pretty cool. We actually end up doing an hour and a half. And I like some of these episodes when, again, you're going to see these type of things. You see these things sprinkled throughout the year, and even last year, like 2020. Every once in a while, like I said, I don't have a guest. And by the way, how's my microphone sounding, guys? Because you guys probably used to seeing me ever since the beginning. I've pretty much always had the boom mic. So, but for Christmas, I got a new toy from my wife, Terry Lynn. So I hope you guys like the microphone. I hope it sounds good. Mic check sounds good. All right. So all right. So anyways, back to what I was saying. But yeah, when the chat gets to run the show, and by that I just mean like, hey, when they participate, and a lot of times we got Bob and ICU See Me and Stacy and even Terry Lynn, and sometimes we get I don't know if we had Matt Paranormal popping in there yet, like before. I think, but we have a variety of other people that would just pop in every once in a while, certain kind of regulars that seem to kind of surface every so often, but it's really cool. We get a lot of chat, a lot of people asking questions. So really cool. All right. Ooh, excuse me. So then we get to spiritual warfare with Sean Carter. Now, I haven't, had Sean on in a while here lately. We're going to cover that a little more. He's been pretty busy, but I love having Sean on as well. He's also a fountain of knowledge, and he's more than just, a lot of times when we use labels a lot of times, and so usually we have to kind of label him as like he's like the preacher, but he's much more than that. He does a thing where he helps inmates, and they also go and they try to help save people from really demonic attacks, again, spiritual warfare. But he does a lot more than just kind of like your average Bible thumping preacher. But he really not only represents some of the religious aspects, but he also studies a lot of other things with the occult, and he can give his perspectives, and he has a lot of viewpoints as well. And he's very much into the intellectual study of things as well. So he's also another amazing source of knowledge that I enjoy having on the show. So then after him, we talked about spiritual warfare. And anytime we have him on there with spiritual warfare, again, 145 views, very popular subject. You start seeing a theme in certain subjects, just like when Stacy was talking about remote viewing, we had 182 views. I mean, these are some really popular subjects, and of course, good guests. Then you can kind of see as we go up to, we got kind of that live show. Again, no guests. And I even was a smart ass, and I even said, you know what that means? Because again, at this point, we had a couple really good live shows without guests. We just have a lot of fun. So, and I think this one was an hour, so may not have been as fun, probably in it, or maybe I had to work. And then we finally got to have Bob Fountain back on. So I miss having Bob on. I love when Bob's in the chat. He hasn't been making it into the chat as much here lately. I'm not sure what's going on, if that's just due to health or something. But Bob, we love Bob. He's he's definitely a character, and he's usually, when he's in the chat, he's the one that's going to come up with some questions for you. He's going to give you some good questions, and kind of put you to the test a little bit. But Bob is full of knowledge as well. And what I like about Bob, in addition to being like a metaphysical, was it a metaphysical minister or priest or whatever they call it? But he's also, and no pun intended, but he's a fountain of knowledge, Bob Fountain, and he writes for Paranormal Underground magazine. Again, the guy is another just library of knowledge, and they talk about expertise, and he's a very in-depth person as far as just an in-depth thinker. And I think that's why you see a lot of out of the different guests I have, you see like Bob Fountain and Sean Carter and Stacy Talich. You see some of these guys. Hey, there's Urban Ghost Hunter. Speak of the devil. I was talking about you. I was talking about you guys at the start of the show. So you'll have to go back and watch if you missed it. But Aniga's family, there you go. Hey, stranger. See, this is what I was talking about. So the Aniga's family, they pop in here every once in a while, and they're like regulars, but not every episode regulars. So it's good to see them when they do pop in. Again, it's good to see all you guys. It really is. But yes, Urban Ghost Hunters, you guys, Eric, if it's you, you're definitely going to have to come back on the show. We got to get you guys back on the show. Give you another chance. So after the internet problems. And the same thing with even Bob Fountain, as we kind of catch back up to where we left off. But what I was trying to get at is a lot of times it's really nice to, one of the reasons why you see like Bob Fountain, Sean Carter, and Stacy Talich, like those three guys, one of the reasons why you see them appearing in my videos more often than others is just because, again, they're very in-depth individuals, very deep thinkers. That's what I really enjoy, and full of knowledge. So I love that stuff. And so it's good to have that. And again, in some of my other guests, sometimes we just can't get them back enough. It's like sometimes they're busy and things like that too. But yeah, it's nice at the end of the year to see some of you guys popping in here. It's like a little mini reunion on some of you. So that's awesome. All right, so where do we leave off? Okay, Bob Fountain, right over here. So again, we had talked all kinds of stuff with Bob, and again, he just really kind of co-hosted the show. And then we start getting back into our live discussions, and then Black-Eyed Children, that was a good subject. I definitely recommend checking that out. It's just interesting, not sure if that's more of a fable. We did kind of look at some different evidence, but it's interesting. We found, and it had like 97 views. So again, there is curiosity out there about Black-Eyed Children. And expected death versus unexpected death. That was a standard video in my book. It was kind of covering a subject. Really, I even talk about it in my book. So, but yeah, Anita's family said, I've been missing a lot of the live shows. Hope this new year will bring me more free time. Yeah, that'd be nice. It really would be. I'd love to see you guys here more often as well. I mean, I do it every Thursday at 9. I know it's kind of a tough time slot for some people, but let's see. Playing a live scary game with Paranormal Go. So I think this is when we did some of the. When did we do this one? What was this one? With ghost hunting equipment. Oh, Phasmophobia. Yeah, so this is when I started kind of playing some Phasmophobia for you guys. So which we may play some more. I may do some more of that. We'll see. I mean, it's pretty fun, but they're always doing updates, and people are still recommending that I play it. Like people I run into at work, they'd be like, why don't you play Phasmophobia? I'm like, I did. I mean, have you not looked at my videos? So, but I did play it. So if you want to see it, go check it out. And as we started getting in again, as we started getting into the year, you start seeing I do a little more ghost stuff in VR. This is the Phasmophobia time frames where I was really getting into that. A real ghost hunter playing Phasmophobia, and we also did a little bit of team play with Matt Paranormal. That was pretty cool. Or Paranormal Consultant. I always call him Matt Paranormal because that's how I see his name half the time. Fatal Frame, yeah, Fatal Frame. I think that might be further up, so we're definitely getting to that, honey, for sure. Let's see. Oh, and then Terry Lynn started getting me back into Sims 4. So you can see here where I was playing. I was doing a real ghost hunter playing the Paranormal Career on Sims 4. So that did pretty good. 53 views. And then people quit caring about that because I started just playing Paranormal Career. So I guess I should have put a real ghost hunter playing. I guess that draws in more people. But I started coming up with some cool little things, but we did a couple episodes of that. Like, again, when I have something fun, and like I'll just play it for you guys. I don't care. I mean, like if it's like kind of ghost related, scary or horror, or again, even Sims 4, even something fun. I like doing it for you guys, and also my wife kind of makes me. So no, she loves when I play games. Like Terry Lynn will tell you, she loves when I play different games, especially like scary games, or just she watches me, like she likes to watch me play and hear my comments. All right, so moving up, we get to like Jeff Santos over here of Virginia Paranormal Investigations. Jeff's a great guy. Very he'll help people out. I believe there are a lot of them, like they were ex-police, and but they go out, they do a lot of great stuff with investigating, ghost hunting. And what's cool about, if you watch their investigations, what I like is that they don't seem to be the fakers we see some of the big channels. Like they got a pretty good following, but they do it because they've just been at it and they keep doing investigations all the time. But when you watch them, they're pretty boring. Jeff's a funny guy. They got some personality, so that's what keeps it entertaining a little bit, especially on their one show, like Gas Grub and Ghost or something like that. But the reason why their shows are boring, their investigations are boring, is because they're doing the right thing and they're showing people what it's really like to investigate. It's not all this craziness happening. So I have a lot of respect for them. So yeah, it cracks me up. Yeah, it's like, nope, love to see you scared. But yeah, but anyway, so guys, if you have not checked out Virginia Paranormal, go check them out. I mean, seriously, any of these guys, really, if they have social media, go check them all out. I love every guest that we've had on here. I can't, think of anyone this year or previously. I mean, we usually always have good guests. Okay, so then there's like an unboxing, and then playing some Paranormal Sims. And I was doing some funny things. Oh, like the Paranormal Sims Battle Royale. And this is like when I just I just made up like a bunch of fictional. I can't even remember. I'm just clicking on it just because what the heck, why not? But I'm just going to click in here real quick. No resemblance to anybody in real life? Yeah, this is when I was just like, of course, looks like Jason and Zach's hugging it out. We had like Zach Baggins and Jason Hawes and like, meanwhile on the other side of the fence, Grant Wilson. Yeah, Grant Wilson. And we got some regular folks. Nobody cares about them, right? Oh yeah, it was regular Sims. Well, anyways, I made a bunch of paranormal, I made a bunch of paranormal investigators as Sims characters to the best I could, and then I just stuck them in this house. I locked them in there and just let them pretty much live out and start I started taking away things little by little, like showers, and just getting to the point where they finally started just dying off, just to see who would live without any help. Again, I was just letting the computer, the AI, and see who would win or whatever. And I think if it was like, if I remember correctly, I think Zach Baggins won the. I think he outlasted everybody, if I'm not mistaken. Even myself, I had myself in there, so it wasn't biased. uh, so that was pretty fun. You should check those out if you're really bored or stoned. Okay, so then there's let's see. Oh, then we had Paranormal Brew. Tara, she came on here, and I think I even went on her show. It was kind of a show exchange, so that was pretty cool. Again, she has a lot of experience and in-depth knowledge, and she's very fascinated with the with Gettysburg. So if you definitely like the Gettysburg and stuff like that, but go check out her channel. Then we get up here to the Paranormal Council. Now, I was proud of this. I'm still proud of it. I really believe in the Paranormal Council. I love the concept. I think we had like 49 views, 35. We had some pretty good solid views. The Paranormal Council, what I liked about it is, we had, of course, three of my favorite guys up there: Sean Carter, Bob Fountain, and Stacy Talich, and myself. And it was really cool to have us all in one show, covering some different topics and getting a take on. And we're so diverse because myself, I'm sort of that debunker, investigator that's, a little bit of religion, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, but I do kind of debunk some things. And you had like your metaphysical guy, and by the book, Bob Fountain. You had your sort of witch doctor, if you will, Stacy. I always like that. I can never categorize him up, but it's pretty much like your witch guy. And then you got your Sean Carter, like your preacher. And so it's just such a good combination, and somehow it works. I love it. It's just very unique dynamics. We have those different takes, but at the same time, you find all four of us pretty much agreeing on a lot of things. It's pretty cool, but you still hear a lot of diverse opinions. So I love the Paranormal Council. I want to do hopefully some more of those episodes in 2022. And the idea was, if we didn't have a council member that could make it, we would substitute it with other people. But unfortunately, sometimes that even fell through. And I think one time we were going to have Terry Lynn was going to be on one of them, and I was also going to have like Matt, paranormal consultant, on as one time to guest star in there on the council. But again, things change. So, but I would like to, again, that was going to be once a month kind of show. Maybe we can try to get that going this year, because toward the end of the year with the holidays and things like that, it was just something we really couldn't get going for these last few months of the year. But I look forward to them. The Paranormal Council, really cool. And then we even did like a special episode because of like Paranormal Day or whatever. So, but we did like a special little quick emergency episode. And then we get into, of course, our live discussions. Then we did some vampire stuff with Sims 4. Sims 4 was pretty good for a while. We had pretty good views on that. A lot of people love seeing the paranormal side of Sims 4. So, the origins of evil spirits and spirit realms. We really talk about that, get into some like camera discussion, equipment discussion. And then this was pretty cool. We actually had a discussion. It was kind of almost of a mini Paranormal Council, because we had myself and Stacy and Bob. We were just missing Sean, but we were talking about vampires, werewolves, and creatures. Oh my. Then we get into, that was a good show. If you guys like discussing some of those mythical creatures like that, go check that out for sure. But you can see we get into the Mercury retrograde stuff. I never got a lot of astronomy in a lot of my shows, so it was good to finally get some astrological stuff in here. When people had brought to my attention about the Mercury retrograde. So it was good to bring that up to people. And then this is a really good one. I do like this. I hope more people watch this video right here, and that's the tips, tricks. No, that was last year, honey. The Paranormal Cowgirl was last year. Remember? So yeah, she didn't make it this past year. In fact, there was some people I didn't even realize had never come back this year, like even Justin Soto from Visually Creep TV. He didn't make it back. Had a few people I extended. I wanted to get Justin to probably come back on. He was really busy for a while, so I kind of gave him some distance because I know he had some personal stuff and he was working on things. But I've been keeping in touch with Justin every once in a while. But anyways, no, that was last year, or yeah, last year, 2020. So yeah, tips, tricks, advice, and more. This is really good though. I mean, there's a lot of good info in this. I mean, in this video, there really is. And if I know some of it might be a little dry, but there's some really good info in this episode. Stace says Mercury goes retrograde on the 14th again. Yay! And for those of you that don't know what Mercury retrograde is, go watch the video right here. Now, this one here was the special announcement. The show is ending. This is my way of saying, look, kind of what we're doing is going to end. We're going to start doing more. Like the Paranormal Councils will be once a month. We'll probably start substituting. My intention at that point was that every Thursday I would try to go out and do something live. Unfortunately, after I announced all this and we were going to change things up a little more, unfortunately, the way life is and everything else, we didn't. And the addition of Paraflix became a thing. So, of course, there's a video on the Paranormal Council, but now we're going to get into Para Explorers. So, some of you have probably already seen this a million times.
You must complete all of the tasks. I do not tolerate failure.
So I do love that. So glad that I got as far as Paraflix goes, I know some of you have probably been wondering what happened, Josh. You got the show on Paraflix and you got your first episode out there, and we haven't seen anything for the last pretty much 6 months or 5 months. Again, with just personal stuff, you guys got to remember, I work 2 full-time jobs, and YouTube and filming has become sort of a third job on some of my time off. So it's hard to kind of juggle that little bit of time off that I get between doing projects with family, like, my wife and son and his tennis, but then also trying to schedule paranormal projects. So it's been kind of rough. And I'm in that transition period. If more of you subscribe and help get me to where this is a paying gig, who knows? Maybe we'll get there and I can drop my second job and focus solely on filming and stuff. But we are going to do some more things coming up here this year. I promise you. I've already told Terry Lynn. Terry Lynn's like, hey, let's do it. So we definitely are going to make more efforts to get some things accomplished. We'll talk a little more on that, but we are still part of Paraflix. I just got a letter from the CEO of Paraflix, an email, and so I'm looking forward to a good relationship with them in this coming up year, and more episodes of Para Explorers. I can't wait. Hopefully, if you guys have seen it, you guys like the concept. Alan Wright. Alan Wright was a very interesting individual, full of, again, ton of knowledge, and he's one of those guys kind of later in life, bringing his theories and a lot of his thoughts and really putting them into books and stuff like that. So check out that episode too. Then we start getting back out in the field, which I love. We got to go out to East Hill Cemetery and did a show there. Started out right at sunset time frame, and it ends up being dark by the end, I think, or something. But really cool, good episode. And then we just kind of get into some other stuff, live talks, things like that, paranormal discussions. And then here we go. We got I feel bad we never finished a thumbnail for Matt. I don't know why. Usually with guests, I always try to get a thumbnail for him. Sorry, Matt. Apologize for that. But paranormal discussions with Matt, again, from Paranormal Consultant. And again, really enjoyed having Matt on there. I think he's, a good person to watch upcoming and things. Very, very nice. Like I said, I'm really excited to have Matt on the show. Was really glad for that. And he was really excited to be on the show. And then he invited me to play Phasmophobia in the next video with him and I guess one of his friends, a female, that we ended up all playing. And she had like a massive, and we had a few little technical problems in it. But when we did get to play working as a team, it was pretty cool because Phasmophobia is meant for a team game to where you can get in there, find out what type of ghost is haunting the home, get out of there, identify it, and leave and get paid. So, got some extreme noodle challenges. That was pretty cool. We did some extremely, and then we got the hottest noodle challenge because the extreme wasn't enough. We had to go get the ×2 noodle. So me and my son, if you want to see that, and we actually, I don't know if that's on here or not. We may not have done that. Now, I had a show right here. This is 521 views. This was my Exploration Unknown, Where's John? And this was when he had, I think his channel was hijacked or whatever. I don't know. There was something wrong and his channel was like gone. And John is fairly local to us. Pretty good sized channel. Again, we enjoy his work, his channel. We like it. And one day I just happened to notice his channel's like completely gone. So this was kind of my way of reaching out and trying to find out if anybody had information. And what was really cool is that because of this show, we were able to get enough of his fans to get on there, and John himself showed up and was able to give us some information that we could relay out to his fans. So that was really cool. I'm really glad we could. And again, that's part of just trying to have some of each other's back in the paranormal community. But as we get up here, the Paranormal Council, we talk about the 4 horsemen, and what else do we talk about? Mirrors and ghost senses. It was really cool. Again, a really good episode. I really enjoyed, and we actually had Terry Lynn on that one. So if you guys go check that out, we had Terry Lynn herself on there. Yeah, look at it. Look at my wifey on there.
With the Paranormal
Where is
Council,
she? Here.
There
she is. There's wifey. A rare appearance, folks. A rare appearance. And she would have been on tonight, but again, with the end of the year stuff, she just ran out of time. Okay, so all right. What else do we got? So we talked about the Four Horsemen. Now, Paranormal Laundering. I really, really recommend this to people. If you're gonna watch certain episodes, Terry Lynn, it's okay. Anyways, but if you're gonna, obviously, I don't expect you guys to always watch every episode. Okay, I do. You should watch every episode. But anyways, no, for real. If you're gonna watch certain ones, though, but Paranormal Laundering, if you haven't seen it, go check it out. It's kind of a term that I really brought into this. Like, what is paranormal laundering? There's a couple different ways it can be done, and it's basically taking videos that were probably faked, most likely, faked for clout, for whatever, and then it was laundered to make it seem real. In other words, one of the examples I believe is like some of these channels that don't do paranormal on a normal basis. They happen to catch something scary, and they put it out there. And a lot of people say, well, look, they don't normally film paranormal, therefore it must be real. Even though these people probably went ahead and they tried their hand at faking a video because they know at how viral that can go. Some of these videos can go viral. So, and that brings attention to their channels. So anyways, so we talk about paranormal laundering, and it's really cool. I really enjoyed that subject. And then we got in Robert Rigi. Robert Rigi, enjoyed having him on. He's been around for quite some time. He pops in occasionally since the interview. Sometimes he pops in on the Facebook side, so I don't always see his name until like later when I'm looking at the comments and I go back in through my Facebook. I'll see his name. I'll be like, oh, that was him. But really nice guy. Wouldn't mind having him back on. And what was it? Ted Bundy, I think it was. Wasn't it Ted Bundy? Where he had an exclusive kind of interview with Ted Bundy or something. And it was pretty cool, pretty interesting. We talked about him coming on and talking about that specifically. Paranormal Council, we talk about is Hollywood, like Hollywood stuff versus, the real paranormal, or real situations, real versions. And the I'm haunted, I don't know what to do. This is really important as well. I really enjoyed the subject. I wish more people would watch this, because so many people, when they get haunted and they start, they don't know what to do. This will help guide you in that direction. Then this is the first time we started doing the teaser trailer, because I had created on Paraflix, as we were getting into the Halloween season, Paraflix had created a campaign called Hallowflix. And it was really cool because we had talked about doing some things for Hallowflix, submitting some stuff. So I suggested, hey, why don't we do some short films? So I put together this trigger sheet. And this, at the time, I just could only release the teaser to you guys. I couldn't show you the full film, because again, it was something I did for Paraflix. But now Hallowflix is over, so I the full one's on here. But there's the first short film that we did. Then we came up here. We talked about paranormal carpetbaggers and trolls. Again, we do one of the subjects we take seriously here is just people that are skimming off tragedies and things like that. Which ironically, we're going to get to some stuff up here. But Ghostly Footsteps, that teaser came out. That's the second short film that we did. Of course, now you can see the full thing later on. Then we get back into Stacy. We talk about some of the most iconic symbols. So we talked about bats and moons. We kind of walked through a lot of the history of Halloween. So if you want to know the origins of Halloween, definitely go check out the Halloween most iconic video. Shape just popped in chat. What's going on, buddy? And speaking of 2021, the Shape has popped in our chat every once in a while, And for those of you that, if you don't know who the Shape is, he's really an individual that's kind of the champion of trying to expose some of the fake ghost hunters and things like that. So, he's definitely one of the spearhead. One of him and like the World of Mr. Gray, and I don't know, but you'll just have to check out the Shape. So, but yes, he's been sprinkled out throughout there, and he would have made it into this year if we could ever coordinate. Um, if we could ever coordinate him, that he wants to come on the show, but I messaged him on Facebook, so maybe one of these days we'll coordinate. Maybe he'll be in the 2022 year. So, but anyways, kind of getting on here, and speaking of, when we talked about carpetbaggers, now we get into some Brian Laundrie stuff right here, and I did some videos, and the reason why I did these videos is because, again, I told people this is going to be something I will do as a dowsing rod session. It's not something they're not monetized. I'm not making money. I'm not trying to, pull off the name. I just wanted to see what the spirits had to say at the time. We were trying to figure out what was up with Brian Laundrie at the time. So I did those. And of course, we even did a little bit of Travis Scott stuff about the tragedy. There was a lot of, and this was actually a request. So I want to make that clear. This is not something I normally do, as I normally don't just go around and do like dowsing rod sessions on different tragedies for the clout. This was actually requested by some of you guys. So I did to find out. You guys wanted to know if it was a satanic kind of ritual going on. And we asked the spirits, and it is what it is, But then we get back into our normal stuff, near-death experiences. And this is where, for this, what? Well, Shape, I messaged you. I think, didn't I message you? I'm not sure, on Messenger. If you got my Messenger, then you may have gotten my phone number. But I don't think I have yours, but yeah, you'll just have to check your, I think, trying to see. Trying to look back here real quick. Yeah, I think it's like when I gave you my cell phone. I'm not sure. I can send it again. But yeah, you can, if I send you my phone number, just you can always text it to me and just say, hey, this is, Shape. I mean, I know who you are. Oh. Oh, okay. You can call me on Messenger real quick. Okay, hold on. Hold on. Let's try to see if we can do this here real quick. Hello, this is Josh. And you're on the Everything Paranormal Show.
Aha. Yep, this has been my first live stream there.
Hey, so can you guys hear them through the speakers? Let me just make sure we got a good speaker check. Could you hear them? Because I turned up my speakers.
I think mine's turned up all the way. You probably should be able to hear me pretty good.
All right. So this is
my bad Southern dry accent. Hopefully you can understand what I'm saying.
Well, I mean, I've lived down here long enough, and I work around all that. So, and since we're in the same vicinity, so
I mean, right around. You don't have to tell me exactly where you're at, but like right around where are you located? Like in Virginia, Kentucky, like.
Oh, I'm in Bristol.
Tennessee.
Yeah, well, yeah, I'm that right there. I'm Bristol, Southwest Virginia, Northeast Tennessee. So
I got you.
That's why I said it's like I know where you're at.
Yeah, your last message like pushed all yours through. I mean, you were at the bottom of like 200 messages of different 200 different people. I need to start getting on that more often.
Yeah. Well, now that I got you on here during the live show, we'll have to switch to a little bit of a little bit of an interview mode in that sense of like, so one thing that again, like I told you guys, the audience, Shape is really kind of spearheaded sort of really took it to try to expose some of these fake ghost hunters. And I don't want to speak for him, so I'll let him kind of talk a little bit about that. But I view it as a very positive thing. We've always been against people taking advantage of people. In that sense, we've always been vocal about it. So in that sense, what first got you started in wanting to debunk some of these fakers? Where did it start?
Well, I can tell you exactly where it started. It started as a joke, more or less, because I kept watching all these ghost hunters on YouTube, and see, I studied film and horror movies and stuff like that, and I was like, man, these are fake. None of this is real. So why are people in the comments? Why are all of them talking like, oh my God, that's real? That's a full-bodied apparition and all that garbage? And I was like, man, that's nonsense. I got to do something. I made one video on Mosargy 3 years ago, and the video just got popular pretty quick. And I was like, well, I guess I fell right into this.
And what's kind of like the biggest? I noticed sometimes you will mention it. And I know you get a lot of pushback from some of these people. So, what's been some of the pushback you're getting?
Oh wow, blackmail. They tried to blackmail me. They tried to do everything. They're like, oh well, we got messages you sent. All this. Every time I put a video like that last one I done on G-Team, I've been trolled, heckled, you name it, but it don't bother me. None of that stuff bothers me. I know who I am. I know what I've done. You know what I mean?
Right. The truth shall set you free, right?
Exactly. I don't go by none of that stuff. The reason I do it is because people need to laugh sometimes and look at that stuff and see it for what it truly is. And they're not going to tell you it's staged. I mean, well, UGUE did, but that's because they had to.
Right. Yeah, I remember when that they pretty much messed up big time, and you immediately jumped on that and pointed it out. And really, I think with the pressure of what you did, and there was just no denying it. So they really had to cave on that.
I remember that one person said, "Oh, well, that was a ghost arm." I was like, "See through it, you idiot! There ain't no ghost arm. What are you talking about?"
Oh, that was great. Oh man, I remember that. It just was so bad. And then I think what was it like? The one where he was running through the back room, and he passes like Chris is standing off to the right. Like you can clearly you like see his whole big chest sticking out and everything, you know.
Oh yeah.
So.
Oh yeah, he was pressed right up against the wall too. He was like, "Oh God, don't let the camera see me." I was like, "Well, it's not a live stream. You could have edited that out."
Right.
People say, "Well, if he was he was really, if they were staging it, why wouldn't they have edited that out?" And I was like, "Well, think about it this way. I put videos out and I put edits in that I didn't believe in it just simply because I looked over.
Right.
I set it up."
Now, I know that you talk about, but what really drives you to do this? Like, because I know you say it's not personal. So what just motivates you to keep doing it?
Oh, that's easy, man. The community. That's easy. My subscribers, that's what motivates.
Yeah. And I do want to make sure too you get a chance. I want you to make sure you can promote your other stuff. So what all do you got going nowadays? I know you got some other stuff. So what all are you working on?
Well, right now I've already started a third channel. But nobody knows about it because I've got like 12 videos on there right now, but I'm not opening it up to the public just yet.
Just try to build up some
Trying to
content.
fine-tune it a bit.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, that's the best thing to do. That's what kind of like my wife and I, we kind of have another cooking channel like that nobody knows about, but we're trying to build it up before we really kind of put it out there and be like, hey, check it out. Cause we don't want to just like, here's one recipe. Right. It's like,
Right. Yeah, exactly.
And that's just, it's like a how.
Here's one video. I'll put another one on here in about 6 months.
Right.
Enjoy.
Yeah. And that's probably something I wish I would have done when I first started doing the YouTube thing a few years ago, was just, but I didn't really know. And I just like, I just want to have a live show and share my expertise with people and just do it every week, and see what happens. And then of course I start going out in the field again. But okay. So where do you fall after doing all this stuff? There's so much garbage out there on the internet. And I noticed sometimes you have tried to go out and do a little bit of investigating yourself. Where do you fall in that spectrum of paranormal belief? Do you believe in the paranormal? Are you on the fence? Are you a non-believer?
All right. I'll give it to you straight. Here's what I am. I'm one of them people, I got to see it to believe it. And I'm on the fence. I'm open-minded to the fact that science hasn't proved everything yet. And there very well could be ghosts and spirits and stuff. But I'm also on it, show me something. Let me see it with my eyes, my ears. Let me see it.
Right.
But I want. Yeah. So when I first started 3 years ago, there was one channel called Duck and Truth. He'd done like a couple on some YouTube ghost hunters, but just like 2 or 3 videos. And he, and that's what I was thinking, well, if he can do that every now and then, I'm just going to do it full time.
Right.
And so I devoted the whole channel to it. And then other debunkers popped up after me, and I tried to help promote, Mr. Gray. I love that guy. Rick debunks, not so much, but that's just me. But I promoted him coming to pass,
Yeah, I know there was a little bit of beef that happened there, and I always tried to stay out of that kind of stuff. But I kind of heard, and I try to watch the videos and the stuff, and I do feel like you were on the good side of that. I do.
Well, yeah, I mean, especially if another YouTuber comes out and shows 100% proof of plagiarism. You can't argue with that. The dude called the Touchback. I didn't even know his channel existed. I didn't even know he knew Rick DeBunks did it. I didn't know anything about it. And he reached out to me saying, dude, he done me the same way.
Right.
And he made a video. Yeah.
Yeah, and plus too, you really helped to blow him up. You really did, because Rick's debunks.
Oh, yeah.
I remember seeing him kind of on the upward trajectory when I think it was back when he was even less than like 1,500 subs, and I just happened to catch him, like my wife and I, and you were really, you guys, and he was kind of doing a lot of shadow videos of what you were doing, and like he really was riding on the coattails, in my opinion. And this is just me. I can say it. I can say it.
Yeah.
But
that's and I don't mind it. I don't mind that, if somebody's inspired to do something that I do, I don't mind that at all. But when you blatantly don't give me no credit and you keep doing it over and over and over, that's when it gets a bit aggravating.
Yeah, now I did put your channel kind of on the screen here. I don't know if you're seeing it, but I did kind of put the channel up here just so people can kind of see what you look like. So if you guys don't know what the shape looks like, just picture a hockey mask with a hoodie. There you go. That's the shape.
Yeah, that's it. Hillbilly psycho. Just,
I kind of
that you got me paid.
I kind of envy it because it's like I almost wish I was like, I wish I kind of almost went secret identity first. That would always be so cool. But I get it, and it's good to have that blankless face anyways because of what you do. And even if people know who you are, but
Yeah, everybody knows what I look like anyway. The reason I wear the mask is I wear the mask more than anything in a hoodie to kind of just be a shape. I want people to know who I am in my brain. So I don't want to base my channel off, oh my goodness, I'm a supermodel
Right.
or something like that.
Yeah, I think it
I
keeps the
want
focus.
I want people to like my mental part and my editing and stuff. I'm not worried about if somebody likes the way I look, you know.
So, I'm going to ask you a few questions I normally ask, like most of my guests, and question is this: what
I'm
would?
still here.
Oh, did we lose
The
something?
signal went out a little bit.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, the signal. Yeah.
But so let's say if you passed away and someone was to see your ghost, what would your ghost outfit be?
Oh my goodness. Mm, I'm thinking like a farm boy, like rundown overalls and maybe a leopard skin thong. That's what I'm thinking. And of course my mask.
Yeah, people are like, I don't remember that version of Jason.
Yeah, for sure.
That'd scare the shit out of me,
Yeah,
though.
yeah,
Oh,
I mean, I would love to be wrong about spirits. I would love to know that, hey, when we die, it's not the end and all that. But I mean, I need that proof. Got to see it.
yeah, and it's understandable. Like I said, I've been doing it off and on for 25 years, and it's always very subtle stuff. It's never as blatant as some of these guys lead on to make you believe, like chairs getting thrown at you and pipes getting kicked at you, and all these things, ladders getting pulled by strings. It's not. It's not. That's not paranormal. For those of you that's been involved in paranormal investigations for as long or has done as many as some people know, that it's pretty boring for the most part. And other than some EVPs and occasional visual cues that you might get when you're out there, there's not a lot that you can really capture. So, okay, I'm going to ask you another fun one because if you could go back in time for just one day as a ghost and just observe, when would it be and why?
That's a good question. Ugh.
I know, like I put you on the
Now,
spot on that one, but
mm, be a little bit more specific. I mean, like,
just any point in time. Like for example, I would pick one day when I could witness the pyramids being built in Egypt because I feel like that
oh,
answers a lot of questions. Like, you know what I mean? I feel like if I could see how those things were built, I think it could answer a lot of other things. That's just me. So
that's a good answer, actually. I mean, really.
we've had some people say they went back to witness a day in the life of Tesla. Let's see, we've had, of course, some references to Jesus Christ. We've had some people talk about God, what other answer? We've had some pretty good ones. Just some different ones. Again, everybody has their own little maybe special time that they'd like to go back and look. I think somebody mentioned something about their family one time, so that's why I just
Yeah,
said,
well, I'd probably go back and see the dinosaurs. I think because that would be a world without, a bunch of hooligans running around, without us all over the planet,
right?
billions of people just seeing dinosaurs and all these extinct species, stuff like that would be awesome. I would
No,
love to look at a T-Rex,
yeah, hey, that'd
maybe.
be wild. I mean, of course, wouldn't it be weird if it didn't look like anything they say? Because it's all speculation, right? And it had some
Yeah,
crazy, weird looking stuff on it and feathers. And I think there was a version where they showed like multiple feathers because I think they were saying they're all like
yeah,
birds and stuff.
yeah. I saw that. They think they got a lot in common with birds. Even some of them have hollow bones, different things like that. That's crazy.
So and getting
I'm still here.
Oh, can you hear me? So yeah, probably because
Yeah,
of
a little bit.
with the live stream, and then also probably doing the messenger, and then of course my wife's watching upstairs,
Yeah.
my kids playing video
Yeah,
games
for sure.
probably. So it's like between everything, we're but that's why we got to get you on here through
Yeah, I
normal
would like to
thing.
do it just by like through a video. Yeah, like a through a video type deal.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We got to get you officially back on here. So, but I did message you my phone number. We'll have to like get together sometime. And you know, I've been doing a lot of filming stuff. I've got some film plans coming up, some fun things, just like fictional, fun, short film stuff, and some things I think would be fun if you wanted to be partake. You know, we've got some different people around in this local area that we're looking at putting together some fun things. So by all means.
Yeah. Sounds good. I mean,
oh yeah, and you know we're
like I said, plus I do YouTube. I do YouTube part time. I don't have the time to like really do it full time. At least I'm going to next year, but right now I work full time job. And
I know that's why I tell people they got to get us. They got to keep subbing those because they got to get us to where we can start leaving our jobs and stuff. I work 2 full-time jobs. I mean, I'm always working. So, hey, like we got to get this going, especially in our area. Cause in our neck of the woods, they hardly anybody does this type of stuff. So we try to represent.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, nothing for me more than to do YouTube full time, but got to pay the bills.
Right. Well, I definitely think you're on your way. And again, I know my wife and I, we've really enjoyed your channel. We enjoy watching it grow. You've really.
I appreciate that, man.
Oh yeah,
Both
absolutely.
Of y'all, shout out to your wife as well.
Yeah,
and I enjoy what you guys do too. I try to catch you every time.
No, I appreciate it. We just been slowly building at it, and like I said, I know we've watched you over this last bit of time really grow and expand, and love your sense of humor a lot like mine. Real goofy in that sense, and I love that. It's right up my alley. So like a lot of times when you're doing your skits, it's like I get it. So, I get it.
Sure.
But I love it. So man, it was great having you on here. It really was.
Heck
and
yeah, man.
We'll have to do it on a. I was gonna say what?
I definitely want to call in. I felt like I stood you up there. Those messages didn't come through. Like, I'm just gonna call in.
No, that's awesome, man. Like I said, but we'll set up something official one of these times. We'll have you come on, and instead of doing since we covered some interview stuff tonight, maybe we'll have you come on and just like co-host, and we can like talk about some of these fakers and debunkers, and just maybe talk about some fun things and some of your favorite debunks and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, that sounds good. And plus, I've never live streamed on my channel before, but you know what? Me and you might do that on mine as well.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like anything you want, man. I'm game. I love it. I love it all.
And before I get off here, I just want to tell everybody in this chat, I love every one of you guys, and I see a lot of them on my channel. Love you guys. Real.
Yes.
Appreciate it.
Yes, absolutely, folks. Thanks, buddy. I'm going to hang up, and we're going to keep on with the show. So you're welcome to hang around in the chat too and talk. We got a little bit more. We're going to wrap up. We're going to wrap up some more of the show and finish the end of the year review.
All right, man. I'll catch you on the flip side.
All right, buddy.
Bye.
Okay. So, guys, that was awesome. We got the shape to come in here and give us a live interview. And what's really cool, now I'm gonna have to go back and edit the title a little bit, and make sure he's in there. But yeah, we'll do that later. But guys, again, I can't stress enough. Most of you that watch me, you guys know how we feel about fakers, and he is just one of those individuals that's really, again, and there's not a lot out there. There's more people trying to fake it and trying to make it, make it, than there are people that are debunking it, because that's a tough road. It really is. I mean, you can see even here, he's got over 12,000 subs. That's not bad. But in the world of paranormal, when you got guys that are like at 150,000 and up, and some of these guys are faking it, things like that, it's tough. So we got to show the good people. We got to show them the love. So all right, so let's get back to some of the end of the year stuff here. Okay, there we go. We're back to here. So that was cool. Glad to see Shape pop in here and actually talk with us. And Bob, sorry, Bob popped in there. So sorry that I didn't get a chance to say hey. But I'm glad to see you, Bob. And I talked about you. You'll have to go back and watch the show. I talked really good about you, Bob. We definitely we love you and miss you, and I was glad you could make it in here. Let's see. Oh, so going back to this, so again, we talked about near-death experiences, and then you see this is when I finally got to release the full versions of Trick or Treat and the Ghostly Footsteps short films. Again, I love those they're just fun little short films that I made. They're the beginning of filmmaker career type things. You know, whenever you get into filmmaking, you got to start somewhere. So these couple short films are just they're made for a purpose, and that's to practice certain things, whether it's effects, editing, a little bit of everything. So really proud of these first couple. And again, thanks to my wife and son who helped me in this. You know, my son a lot of times spends time helping edit with me, making sure that it's not stupid. And also sometimes he's behind the camera, you know, operating stuff. And my wife, of course, is there to help as well. And she's also helping to operate. And sometimes she's even a special guest in the video, even if you can't see her face. So, but then you see we get into playing some Fatal Frame. We played 3 episodes of it. We're gonna do more Fatal Frame. We just got busy with some other things, but we are gonna get, you know, with the holidays and stuff. But we will get back into picking up the Fatal Frame series real soon. Oh, and I do want to cover as well. We had an episode about Ghostbusters Afterlife. So Terry Lynn and, you know, our son, we went and watched Ghostbusters Afterlife, and you know, I wanted to make this video because I felt like there was people out there. Bob said, "You said good things about me. Now you have to worry about going to hell." Anyways, we love you, Bob. Anyways, so but Ghostbusters Afterlife, I felt like I just wanted to put it out there as just a normal person, not as like a professional movie critic or anything like that. Because there's a lot of like, you know, you got your sort of your left liberal side of people, your woke kind of people that were complaining about saying don't go see it. They've erased 2016 Ghostbusters, blah blah blah. And then you got your other people saying, you know, it was a horrible movie or whatever, blah blah blah. I don't know. You just had different people saying things. I don't like that. I didn't like that. My wife and I went and seen it with our son, and we loved it. And I think it was great. I think it served its purpose of what it was supposed to do. Was there some woke things in there? Sure. But they don't throw it in your face and blah, blah, blah. It doesn't matter. Bottom line is don't listen to anybody else. Go and see it, have fun, and go watch it. It's a good movie. Enjoy it. So that's why I wanted to make that video. So, and then as we get toward some of the last bit of videos recently, again, we had John from Exploration Unknown who finally got to come on the show. So just like earlier in the year, we did a show about him with his channel. Now, again, he's fairly local to us. When I say fairly local, I mean that these people are like probably within 150-mile radius of where I live. That's local to me. When you're like enough where you can drive in like a quick couple hours or something, then that's you know what I mean? Like that's what I consider local. So John from Exploration Unknown, again, you look at his work, he doesn't really seem to be that major faker. But I really enjoyed having him on, and I look forward to some things. I think him and I are looking at potentially doing some stuff this coming up year. I don't want to give away much, so I'm going to kind of leave it at that. But you'll just have to kind of tune in. We'll let you know as we go. And then, of course, we round out. I did a live episode from Greenville. And this was in response to, like, when you see the this video here called Four Ghost Haunting, or a haunting in Morristown. It's an investigation that I got to go to for a client. And I went in there and pretty much figured out what was going on. It was fairly open and closed, shut case in that sense. Like, it's fairly standard, but at the same time, we went there. We were able to check things out. I gave her advice, taught her some stuff, and then since then, I will report that I think she pretty much she applied the stuff that I taught her, and I think there was like one more time where she had something, but then it was like I just kind of reminded her, like, this is what you do, and then she was like, okay, yeah, cool. So haven't heard a lot, mostly from that. So things seem to be pretty good, but we will follow up probably in a few months and see what, if she's got a handle on things, which it sounds like she was getting a handle on stuff. So, and then we get to back to Stacy. Now, again, we also, if you notice throughout the different live shows, I started having Stacy on a lot as a regular. And this is, again, of course, because, Stacy is that fountain of knowledge as well. But Bob, his internet, he doesn't really have real internet, but we got to figure that out. But he's been kind of helping me kind of co-host and someone to give me some extra things to kind of bounce off of. And, again, my wife's been real busy here with the holidays, my son's tennis, things like that. So let's see, what did Bob just say? The people who complain about what they think is right and want to focus on others think like them are missing the point. We are here to learn, not judge. Yeah, and I'm sure you're talking about when I was talking about Ghostbusters things. But that's the thing. The internet's full of opinions, right? And some people are just so focused on wanting that their view is right. Like, they're just so caught up in that I care about everybody and I'm so inclusive. I don't know. I don't want to get into that. But bottom line is they're not right. It's a good movie. You should go watch it. Don't be so hard. I think also, too, I just want to put this out there going into 2022. Folks, don't be so critical. We have to learn to be a little more forgiving going into this. That's one of the things I personally am going to work on is not – I've just noticed with the internet in general, we're all so hyper-focused on trying to find details and exploiting them, make videos out of them, whatever it is. You see it all the time on TikTok and Facebook and YouTube shorts, all these things. People are just always trying to find one little thing so they can clip it and they can exploit it and make it into a meme or something. So we get so hyper-focused or so critical about the way we say something. We need to have a little more forgiveness and a little more patience again. I think that'll go a long way in 2022 if we can start doing that. So try to be a little nicer in that sense. As far as us, the channel, we have some future plans. We have the Paraflix. We're going to continue to film episode 2 and future episodes for the series Para Explorers. We really want to get that rolling. I've got a couple other projects that I want to get going. One, I really can't discuss without giving it away. 2, three, there's another project. Sorry about that, guys. All of a sudden I got hit with the yawn. But there's another project that is coming up real soon, and it's something kind of alluded to. You guys heard me in the conversation with The Shape. There is some filming type projects that are coming up real soon in the wintertime here. So I'm really excited about that. And I'm not talking about the filming for like Para Explorers. I'm talking about some cool paranormal filming. So I'm really excited about some of that and to hopefully be able to get to share with you guys. So I'm stoked. I'm pretty excited, and I've got some stuff I'll be able to share with you guys real soon on some stuff. So other than that, let's start wrapping it up. I just wanted to kind of end and give you guys a chance to say again, I wanted to say thank you to you guys, the loyal followers that come to my show pretty much every night. And if you don't make it, usually like you'll show up either late or you'll show up in comments later. And you're always like, oh, I'm so sorry I didn't make it. Hey, again, I appreciate you guys so much. I really do. And Terry Lynn does too. I don't want to just speak for her, but I can tell you that her and I appreciate you guys so much for everything that you do, showing up, watching our videos. And those of you that stuck it out watching this long video, I applaud you and thank you. And anything you can do to share and spread the good word. We love you. We love you guys. You guys really make this show. You guys really do. We've always included chat to participate, to ask questions. We've made entire shows just based on you guys in chat. So we love you guys, and we want to wish you guys from the bottom of our hearts a happy new year. I hope you guys had a very Merry Christmas, and I hope you guys have extremely good holidays coming up this year in 2022. I'm really praying we have a better year as a country, as a nation, basically, as a globe, as a planet. Hopefully we will have a much better 2022. I'm really excited. I really want to bring you guys more. I know Terry Lynn does too. Believe me, if I could quit my second job, I would spend a lot more time filming for you guys at night. Believe me, I would do that. Oh, and studio wise, so check it out. So I got some cool stuff. Some of you don't know, but I actually have a Star Wars channel. I'm a little bit of a Star Wars nerd sometimes. I have a Star Wars channel. It's called Samurai Sabers, and I don't really do anything on it, but it actually is. I think it's almost bigger than this channel. But I used to have some really amazing tutorials on how to build your own like little lightsabers and stuff. Anyways, I digress. But the reason why I bring it up is because for Christmas, I got some really cool stuff for set design. And hold on, let me see if I can. I'm gonna do it. So, so this here, really cool canvas. So anyways, I got that, and I got some other cool Star Wars stuff that I can't show you. But anyways, I'm redoing my studio here soon this year. That's going to be one of my new projects, or it's not really new. It's something I've already been starting ish. I've started kind of the design, but the green screen behind me is going to come down. I'm actually redesigning my studio where in the future, this coming up year, you guys are going to see the background's going to kind of look, hopefully the way it's looking, it's going to be cool, but it's going to be a live or an actual background. And then I'm going to try to have it to where I can just turn my desk, and I'm going to have another background where it'll be Star Wars, and you'll have like the cool Star Wars art and stuff like that maybe. And I may start doing some more videos with Samurai Sabers here in the near future. So it's it might be serve as a dual purpose studio. But the paranormal side of it will be pretty cool. I've got some ideas of what I want to do for a set design. But that's something that's coming up in real soon. We're going to be trying to change that look as quick as possible. I've just got to score some wood that I want to use. What else? Did I miss anything else? I think I pretty much covered the entire year in sequence. The shape showed up. and did a live interview. That's cool. Other than that, guys, I think that's it, man. Just you guys know the deal. I'm excited. I want to get 2022 going, and I look forward to things and maybe even lose some weight. I always set a goal every year to gain weight because I always felt like it's a win-win situation. If you gain weight, then you achieve your goal. If you lose weight, and again, it's still a win, right? Win-win. So this year, I think I am going to change it up, and I am going to try to set my goal to start losing some weight. I haven't been gaining weight even through the holidays too much because of the stuff I've been taking. But we'll see. We'll see how things go. I'm starting to play a little bit of tennis. Guys, I love you. And I'm going to go get some chores done and maybe even play some video games. All right. Well, you guys have a happy new year. Love you all from my wife and me, my son. Remember, seek the truth. We'll see you next year.